notice, and this is the typical copyright. We continue with mathematics syllabus for CSEC 2018. This syllabus has not been revised, and there are plans to change the structure of the exam from 2028 going forward, with a few pilot projects now being conducted in a few Caribbean countries. The syllabus remains the same. The two main planned changes are: one, split the exam into two parts, and two, there will no longer be any alternative sections. All sections will be tested. Schedule of videos, sections 1, 2, and 3. All 51 of these videos have been published on YouTube in their entirety. Please make good use of them. Section 4, 5 out of 17 videos published on YouTube in their entirety. Section 5, 5 out of 18 videos published on YouTube in their entirety. Section 6, algebra, 7 out of 22 videos published on YouTube in their entirety. Right now, I am at section 7, relations, functions, and graphs. This is the 10th of 26 videos, and hopefully by the end of this month, February 2026, this section will be completed. And then on to geometry, section 8, by March 2026. And finally, section 9, vectors and matrices, hopefully April, May 2026. Please note this disclaimer down here. The schedule is just a projection, and it is not to be interpreted as a contract with anybody. Section 1, all 33 videos have been published in their entirety on YouTube, especially since this section forms the foundation on which the rest of the syllabus is based. Please make sure you look at them carefully and know them well. This is a reminder that you need to know the times tables 2 to 12, as calculators are not allowed in paper 1. Back to section 1. Some of these videos are applicable in primary school for students, teachers, and parents. As it relates to teachers, they can be used in the inverted classroom. As it relates to parents, the parents could have the children look at the video and then explain it back to them. And the students themselves could look at the video before they get to class, and then after they leave class, to reinforce the concepts, to look at the same videos again. For example, if you look up here, it says add, subtract, multiply, and divide whole numbers. That is video 6. But to do that, you have to know about place values, which would be an earlier video. And then it talks about add, subtract, multiply, and divide decimals. Also, add and subtract fractions, and then multiply and divide fractions. All of these are work done in the upper sections in the primary school, grade 5 and 6, and even in grade 4. So some of these videos can be used even for primary school children. Section 2, all 12 videos published on YouTube in their entirety. Section 3, all 6 videos from this section published in their entirety on YouTube. Section 4, measurement. Some of these have been published on YouTube, as indicated in yellow here, in their entirety. The others only partially published. Please see directions in the description below for access to these videos that are only partially published on YouTube. Section 5, statistics. Some of these have been published on YouTube in their entirety. The others are only partially published on YouTube. Again, please see directions in the description below for full access to these videos that are only partially published on YouTube. Section 6, algebra. These 7 videos have been published on YouTube in their entirety. The others are only partially published on YouTube. Again, please see directions in the description below for full access to these videos that are only partially published on YouTube. Section 7, we are here now. This section has 26 videos. Before we go on, recall I said in the introductory video that you will need a good math textbook or maybe a set of two, especially to get more practice questions. CSEC recommends the following shown here on the right. From those, please pay close attention to these last two down here, especially since they form a very good 2-volume set of math textbooks that is quite adequate for the current and the future proposed changes in the structure of CSEC math exam. Remember, I said the syllabus remains the same. This is a picture of Volume 1, Mathematics, a Complete Course, with CXC questions by Raymond Tulsi. And this here is a picture of Volume 2. Please note this disclaimer down here. I get no financial or other benefits from the sale of these books. Also, as of late 2024, a website with AI interactivity has been made available, free of cost, that deals with past CSEC math questions only from paper 2. You can navigate by topics or years, where all questions for the past several years have been worked out for you. If you still have a question that you need explained after that, you can ask the AI assistant either by text or voice, and most likely that will be explained for you. It is extremely important that you become familiar with how CSEC sets its questions for paper 2 and what will be considered good or correct answers to such questions. This is the URL for that website, and the home page for that website is shown in the next slide, which is this here. You will have to register first, then sign in. But remember, I said it is free. This is the URL up here again. This URL will be in the description of this video below, so you can easily click on it and be redirected to this website. Another reminder that this formula sheet that you see at the left is provided for the CSEC math examination papers. This formula sheet is included in the syllabus if you have a full copy of the syllabus, but if not, there will be a link in the description below from where it can be downloaded. This is the top part of that formula sheet, so you could see it closer. I will state the obvious here. You do not need to memorize these formulae on this formula sheet, as this sheet will be provided during the examination. This is the below part of that same formula sheet. However, you do need to know when and how to use these formulae, even if you don't have to memorize them. Section 7, Relations, Functions, and Graphs. This is a print screen of the first 5 objectives from the syllabus. We have completed all of those. Print screen of the next 4 objectives, taking us up to objective 9. All of those have been completed. We are now here at objective 10, which we will return to shortly. And then after that, we have to go on to objective 17, and then objective 20, 22, and finally objective 26, which brings us to the end of this section, Relations, Functions, and Graphs. Section 7, Relations, Functions, and Graphs. We have completed up to video 9. Those 3 have been published in their entirety on YouTube. The others only partially published. And when this one here, video 10, is finished, it will also be partially published. So objective 10 in section 7. It says, solve problems involving the gradient of parallel and perpendicular lines. And that is all we are told about this objective. There is no explanatory notes here. So what we will do, we will consider 6 such problems. The first 3 will be problems making use of gradients of parallel lines, and the next 3 will be problems making use of gradients of perpendicular lines. So that is what we are doing for this objective. Example 1. Line L1 has the equation y is equal to 3x minus 5. A second line, L2, is parallel to L1 and passes through the point 2, 7. Find the equation of L2. First, we will identify the gradient of the first line, L1. In the equation for the line L1, we are given the format y is equal to mx plus c. This m here is the gradient. So y is equal to 3x minus 5. We can see that the gradient of L1, denoted by m1, is 3. So we know the gradient of L1. Secondly, determine the gradient of the second line, L2. Since line L2 is parallel to L1, their gradients will be the same, will be equal. Therefore, the gradient of line L2, denoted by M2 to differentiate it from M1 or L1, is also 3. Thirdly, we will use the point gradient form. So y minus y1 is equal to M2 times x minus x1. Substituting 2 and 7 for the points x1 and y1 and 3 for the gradient m2, this is what we get. We will simplify that and we get y is equal to 3x plus 1. Notice the gradient is 3, which is the same gradient as y is equal to 3x minus 5. So this is the equation we found. Here are 2 graphs to confirm that. This was the one we were given, and we had to derive that one. And we were given this point, 2, 7, on the second line, L2. If you find this video useful and interesting, please like and share. That is to say, like and share. You may also consider subscribing to this channel. Example 2 or question 2. If line D passes through the point -4, -11 and 2, 13, and line E passes through the point 2, 5 and 4, 13, prove that line D is parallel to line E. So the strategy we will use is to find the equations of lines D and E to see if they have the same gradient and if they have different y-intercepts. Because if they have the same intercept, they are the same line. But if they have different y-intercepts, there are 2 different but parallel lines. So line D, we have these